What's up, Irish fans? Steve Leslie, YSNLive.com, your home for Irish basketball all season long on YSN. Coach's Corner with Coach Gunther, the head ball coach of the Irish, sponsored by Avalon Pizza. Coach, I have to shout them out, the Sabella family. Love the pizza downtown. Shout out to them for all the support they give to Ursuline Athletics, obviously. But, Coach, thanks for joining us again.
Glad to be on the show again.
Hey, 3-game week, 3 good ones, 3 a little different style in all 3.
Yes.
Urban Academy, I thought we played very well, good game. But Martin Luther King Day, listened to your talk, loved it, loved the talk, loved the message. How special was that for Ursuline High School, number one, and for yourself?
I think for the school, I think it's basically just talking about how we as a country and we as a community and we as a institution at Ursuline just need to put some things behind us and move forward so that we can become a better nation, a better society, and in general, a better institution like we are at Ursuline. I'm very fortunate to be able to coach at a place like this, and I talked about that, in my speech that I gave on Monday. Of how blessed I am and how I feel like I'm part of the dream. I am the dream that Martin Luther had wanted us to achieve. I mean, I still feel like we have a long way to go, but we've come a long way. And, fortunately for me, I'm able to be at a place where I can voice my Christian beliefs, my faith beliefs, and talk about things a lot of other coaches can't talk about.
Well, hats off to you for doing that, number one, and hats off to Ursuline High School. I love Ursuline High School. I coach there, obviously. My daughter goes to school there. Daniel graduated there. So that's my point, Keith. Hats off to Ursuline High School. Coach Mr. San Martino is the principal, the leadership there. JD, hats off to all of them for that platform. We go to a good win. Then we go to Thursday night. And for YSN fans, Keith, and coaches' corners, I don't think people understand how hard it is to go play at Cleveland Benedictine.
Oh, they have no idea.
Right.
They have no idea that gym is a small gym.
It's like a
packed.
Yeah.
First of all, it's tough. And people don't realize that drive to Cleveland in itself, it wears you out just a little bit mentally on the drive there. You hope your kids have eaten right. You hope they didn't sleep too much on the way up. And you hope that they're focused and ready to play.
Yeah. And after a long bus ride against, like I said, with Coach Gunn on the coach's corner, one of the best programs in the state of Ohio, year in and year out, we go and play that basketball game, get a great win. Talk about that performance, what it meant to this basketball team.
I thought it was a really, really big-time gut check game for us. It's one of the toughest games I've seen us play from a defensive standpoint and a rebounding standpoint. They had a 6'8" kid, about 260. They had a 6'7" kid. They had a 6'5" kid. And we just battled and we kept battling. And we hit some big shots. Some guys made some big plays, got some big rebounds, got some big defensive stops. And we were able to come home with about a 13-point win, which really from a confidence standpoint that it builds our team. Some guys that we did, I'll be honest with you, we got a couple guys that we threw into the game up there, and one of them was Tyler Beck. Tyler had 9 rebounds against a team like that, and nine rebounds, and I think 3 of those were offensive putbacks for big points. Brady Shannon gave us some big minutes. Ja'Kylan Irvin, Terrence Pankey, DeMarcus, they all gave us some big minutes. I think the guy that people don't realize that kind of opened up the game for us, Vinny Filato hit 3 big threes, I think in about a 3-minute span that really, really helped us separate from a 6-point lead to about a 12-point lead.
Again, for Irish fans and for all of us, I love doing what we do and watching it. People don't understand how young this basketball team is. Filato, sophomore, Pankey, sophomore, Shannon Jr., Tyler Beck, who I just coached, did a player profile with you. You don't get a better person or player than a Tyler Beck in talking with him. And he talked about that. He talked about last year, he said, Coach, I was a terrible defender. He flat out admitted that. And he's
right.
Defensively. And for you to say that, obviously, it's a group of kids that continue to get together playing well, but also are buying into what Coach Gunther and his staff is preaching. That has to make you happy.
And I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, we started out rough, and that didn't surprise me because, we were shut down and a couple guys weren't in shape. And, we're still a long way from what I think we can be. But my young guys, I mean, people don't realize we're playing 2 freshmen, we're playing 4 sophomores, we're playing 4 juniors and 2 seniors. And if you think I'm not excited about now, I'm really excited about now, but I'm also excited about the future. I think we could make some noise, no doubt about it, this year. If I could just get the young guys to keep buying in, keep believing, and keep playing with confidence.
I'm going to take you back. I want to say it's been over a month now. I remember sitting with you at Salem after the Poland game.
Yeah.
And we just had a great conversation about
Right.
what we're talking about right now. Young kids, it
Yep.
takes time. That's why I love what you do, because the schedule you play makes you have to improve day by
Right.
day compared to a schedule where you can succeed all the time. Kids don't get better.
Right.
Programs don't get better.
Right.
I'll never forget that. I think I don't want to put the whammy on anything here, but I don't think
Right.
we've lost the game since we had that conversation.
And we haven't. And I think this is what people don't realize. Sometimes a loss,
It's
if you
better.
really, it's better. Everybody wants to win every game. It's not, it doesn't create success. That Poland game showed me so many deficiencies that we needed to get corrected. We weren't tough, we weren't defending, and we weren't playing tough. And the next probably week or two, everything we did was a competitive toughness drill. And it created an environment to where we got tougher and where you had to compete at a high level. So after that Poland game, I felt like that was the difference in when we really, really started to improve. You get smacked around like that and you're not used to that. It's an eye-opening experience. I think if we played them today, I think it'd be a totally different ball game. But I'm glad it happened. I'm glad we got smacked like we did. It opened up some eyes to some things. Some guys might have not believed it, but you show them on film, then it's like, this is what I'm talking about. And I think once they realized what was happening, they wanted to make a change and they wanted to get better, and they have.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I see, Keith. I from that point on, every game I watch, I see a team improve as a group collectively. And I know you a long time. That's all come from practice. The competitiveness of this group in practice, getting playing time, getting minutes has progressed to game time situations where these guys are able to incorporate every talented player you have and play 10 guys like you're doing.
Right. And I think that's the biggest thing. I think it's about just getting better every day. And that's why you got to have practice time. And, I know we play 3 games this week. I'm not always big on that because I like to get on the court and get better at some things. But with what's happening in the world today, you don't have a choice sometimes if you want to get the 22 games in. I mean, I think that's we talked about Tyler. Tyler couldn't get on the floor for us last year because he wasn't tough enough and he couldn't guard. So it's either you want to guard, you want to be tough. That's the only way you can play. And I think he realized that, and that's why he's able to play. And he could always shoot the ball. That's never been an issue. It's could he defend and could he be tough? And now that he's transpired to be able to do that, now he can play a lot.
With Coach Gunther, Coach's Corner, home of the Ursuline Irish. We'll have the Chaney game tomorrow night on ysnlive.com. Friday night, East High School comes to town. We get up 17. Fourth quarter, I thought, was phenomenal both ways. Kids making plays, both ends of the floor, both teams. Tyler Beck hits the game winner. How exciting is that for you? You've done this a long time. You've talked about players that buy into what you're doing. He's a transfer. It's taken him time. Yeah. Those are the moments why we do what we do as coaches and why we do what we do at YSN. How special for you was it to sit back and watch that?
For a coach, from a coaching standpoint, to be up 17 and then let a team back in is disappointing and hard to watch. But to be honest with you, I never thought we'd be in that position at halftime anyway.
Right.
If you look at East, the size they have, the athleticism they have, they're talented, they're tough. So what happened was we punched them early. They got knocked down, they got back up, and they fought back in the game. Now, inevitably, I don't like how that happened. But if you want me to be honest with you, I wouldn't have that I wouldn't trade it for anything. To be able to watch a kid who's coming to our program and really, really achieve some great things as a person and as a player, and to get them to finally get him to see him make that shot. sometimes there's life-changing moments that happen in high school that people don't realize. From a confidence standpoint, I don't care what anybody says. That's one of those moments that kid will look back for the rest of his life. And it'll be one of those moments that he'll be able to say, I can.
Yeah, we're with Coach Gunther. Ian O'Brien had the call for us at YSN. I thought he was awesome with the call. Our partner at FMJ had it. It was all over social media.
Yeah.
But you hit something. When I talked to Tyler Beck, that's what he said. I asked him to describe the play as the ball's coming down the floor. And he just said, I had a lot of confidence. I had a lot of confidence in the shot. But he said, to be honest with you, when I was on the bench in the fourth quarter, I thought about hitting the game winner to win this game. I think that describes this group of basketball players at Ursuline. It doesn't matter who does it. The scoring is pretty spread out.
Yes.
But for a senior, for us at YSN to do a senior player profile, we have been getting set up with you to do it off of a game-winning shot. That's why I love what we do covering Ursuline High School, because that's a life-changing experience.
It is. It's a life-changing experience. And I told my wife, she goes, what do you think? I said, I don't care what anybody said. That was a God moment there. So
what's a God moment there? We talked on the phone. There was some God moments that you weren't happy with 17 points, but that's Coach Gunn's mentality, which I love. So game ends. I know you put that away quickly. 3-game week, Chaney coming up. Yep. I'm not going to ask you about the game, any other game. Chaney Cowboys, what does Ursuline need to do to get a big win tomorrow night at Chaney?
Number one, we got to stop Sherrod Taylor from really hurting us. Sherrod's a great player. He's competitive. He's tough, and he's really putting the ball in the bucket. Number one, we got to try and hold him to try and get him around 15 or under. Then next, we got to stop Cam Lawrence from getting to the basket. He's a great driver. He's a great driver, great penetrator, a really good leader, great point guard. And then we got to get those big boys off the glass. They are big. They're athletic. They're tough. And, if our focus is, to not want to get it to a 70, 80-point game. We want this to be in a 50, 60-point game. We want to slow their good guards down. We want to keep their bigs off the glass, and we want to make them guard us. That's what we want to do. So it's going to be a competitive basketball game. The only thing I don't like is that I wish we could have a packed house like we've had the last couple of years playing them. So it's going to be a little bit different because they don't have any fans at all. Yeah. We haven't played in a gym where there's no fans. So we just gotta buckle down and play it possession by possession, and just battle and get over there and try and get a win.
That's a great thing that you say. Obviously, we'll be there tomorrow night for all the fans of both Chaney and Ursuline. We'll have it on YSN Live. We're proud of that, and it's a big difference. There's no doubt. But this is two basketball teams that are coached well. That I know we're all proud to be a part of, being able to get the game to the great fans of both Ursuline and Chaney. But again, I appreciate you. I love talking hoops with you.
Yes.
You are what it's all about in high school basketball, and what you did last week. Again, hats off to you and your family for all your beliefs and everything you do. And another shout out from my end to Ursuline High School's administration for that platform. But let's go get that big dub tomorrow night at Chaney, and we'll talk again next week.
All right, man. And we do. We have the greatest administration in Northeast Ohio. So thanks, brother. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
All right, man. We'll see you.